Hi, this is Dina with Pretty Productive. Welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, thank you so much for joining me. Today what I'm going to be doing is a July week 1 check-in and cash stuffing for July week 2. So if you have not followed along this journey with me, or you're new to this budgeting system, what I did in the month of July, instead of putting things into cash envelopes, I kind of just took the money for the week and I just put it into one general fund, and I'm kind of just seeing where I really am spending my money versus trying to stay within a certain budget for a certain thing. One thing that I felt like was really important to me though in doing this, because I was very nervous about it, I took out all the cash for the cash envelopes for the month, and that was $1,725 for just my cash envelopes. And then I took out another $1,000 that was my gifting sinking fund, which I normally do not take out in cash. And when I divided that by 4 weeks, it was $430. So what I am stuffing today is $430, and you'll see as I'm pulling for like money like savings challenge, that was separated from the money that went into the big pile of money. So I hope that makes sense. I am kind of enjoying this. It's interesting to me how much I've spent on groceries and how little I've spent in other categories where it hasn't been that way. So let's go ahead and get started. I just wanted to do a quick touch base because some of my bills that were not in have come in. So my electric bill, I had estimated $400. It came in at $362. So that is minus $38 that is going back into the budget. And then for my natural gas bill, I budgeted $35. It came in at $22. So that is $13 that goes back into my budget. Everything else has come in as expected. I think that was it though. I think those were the only two that I was waiting on. So income has come in. My one daughter pays me at the beginning of the month. The other daughter pays me every other week when she gets paid. So everything has come in as expected is there as well. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. I'm gonna pull over my monthly deluxe planner. This is the 7x9 Erin Condren. This is my 3rd year of using this planner. I really don't have a plan to change it because I really do like this planner, so we shall see. I'm gonna bring this out a little bit just so you can see a little bit better. Okay, so I've already laid down my transactions and they are color coded just to make it easier for me to see which category they were. So this week, because I was not using a envelope, I was using a wallet, I went ahead and used a check register and did my transaction. So I started the month with total cash, my $1,000 in gifting plus my $1,725 in my envelopes. So I just put that as my starting balance, and then I've been subtracting each transaction out as I go. So I should still have $2,369 in my cash that is over on the side here, and I'll pull that in just a minute. And then what I did, for example, on the 1st, I went to Sam's Club. I spent $32, so I had cash with me, and then it was $32 more, so I used my card. So that was grocery. I took that $32, put it back in my bank. So that $32 in cash was spent, and then I just went through each transaction, and that's how I kept track of my transactions, which I do a check register anyway, so this was not, to me, harder. In fact, in some ways, I felt like it was easier because it was just kind of a running total. I didn't have a separate page for every different category. So I am, so far, 1 weekend, really enjoying this new system. So I just wanted you to know where I got my transactions from. So let's go ahead and see what we spent and how much we spent in each category. So for groceries, I always start here because it's always my big one. $32 at Sam's Club, $90 at Walmart, $54 at Fry's, and $87 at Fry's. So a total of $263. So my budget was $500. I spent $263. So my budget for groceries for the month is $500. I spent $263. So remaining is $500 minus $263, $237. So obviously a very expensive grocery week, but the reason for that is two things. On the 4th, I did do a barbecue, so that was $87. Part of the food was from Sam's Club on the 1st, so I did spend a lot for that. We had probably 15 people over, and then I did go and get like some staples, and then this $90 was actually probably should have come out of different categories, but I went and bought things for my vacation, like sunscreens and shampoos, stuff like that. So probably could have fit into other categories, but since I bought it along with some groceries, I went ahead and took it out of my groceries. So a lot out of the first week, but I should still be fine. The second is eating out. So I had Bambino's for $30 and Denny's for $16. It's $46. My budget is $200. So 200 minus 46 is $154. Let's go ahead and put these in. Allowance is $200. Giving is $400. Household was $60. Entertainment was $100, and personal care was $100. Okay, allowance. So the only thing, I had 2 transactions for allowance. One was $3 at Sonic for a drink and $6 at the airport for parking. 6 plus 3 is $9. So that is $191. Giving was $100. I do not take giving out in cash because I've been going online, so I do leave that in my account. Household was $60. I didn't spend anything. Now, I said at the beginning, this is low for me for a household, but I was like, oh, I don't need anything. And then I spilled bleach on my rug in my bathroom, and one of my sheet sets I need to replace. So right there, those 2 things, I'm going to be over that 60. So I'm going to see if I can wait 1 month to replace the rug. And then for entertainment, I didn't spend anything. That's $100. And personal care, I spent $20. I did get a massage, and that was the tip. I'm not sure why I do it that way. Why I make this difficult on myself. Okay. So that is where we stood for transactions. So based on this, if I add up all of my transactions, I started with $430. Let's kind of bring this over here. And I spent 32, 9, 3, 30, 87, 9, 20, 16, 54, 6, and 90. So I should have $74 left. 20, 40, 60, 70, 1, 2, 3, 4. Perfect. Love when that happens. I'm still looking for money out of my gifting fund from last week or last month. So that money is going to roll over, and then I'm going to add another $430. And the few categories that I do not take out in cash is gas, because I don't want to go in and have to go back. So gas, I did not actually have an expense this week. I am going to be filling up 2 cars this weekend, so I will. I did spend $9 in medicine. That is out in cash. Miscellaneous is in cash. So gas and giving are the 2 that I don't take out in cash. I leave those in my account. And then on my sinking funds, didn't do a lot. I spent $19 out of my medical. I've been struggling with a foot that just is really painful, so I bought a brace. I did spend $18 out of my Etsy shop. I had to buy some more lamination. Technology will come out at the end of the month, and then everything else stayed the same. So my mom, actually I did spend $9 on her, and then today she had a manicure and a pedicure, and I think that was $59. But my dad is going to pay me back, so he's going to start paying for those services for her. So I didn't write it out because he's just going to reimburse me. And then I didn't spend anything out of clothing either. So that's kind of where these stand right now. And then on gifts, I have spent money, and I unfortunately did it online. I was going to take $500 of this and buy a $500 gift card, and then have the other $500 in cash. And what I'm gonna do is, once I figure out everything that I spent, I got 2 gifts. I got 2 of my sisters. I still need to get my sister-in-law and my daughter for this month. Then I will go ahead and figure out how much I used and put that back into my checking account. So that's where that stands, and let's get started. So it's always my favorite part when we get to add money. So I'm going to start with Savings Challenge, which actually does not come out of this. It comes out of my Savings Challenge envelope. I probably will start combining bills in here and kind of just put bigger bills. So for the first week of July, Savings Challenge is $125. And if you're new to my channel, this is a 52-week Savings Challenge. At the end of the 52 weeks, I will have $5,000. I'm going to take this binder because the camera does not like opalescence. And I'm going to put 125. Where did it go? Okay, I'll put this back in Savings Challenge. So for July, the amount after 4 weeks will be $555 going in this month, which of course the month that I have the most birthdays, my HOA due, is the highest number of dollars that goes in the Saving Challenge, but that's okay. It worked out okay. Okay, so this is where I kind of went back and forth. So I am going on vacation this week. I did budget $600 for the vacation. And my original thought was I would take this $430 and just leave it at home with my husband. But then my husband decided he got a work trip, so he left, so I don't need to have household cash for this week as well. So I'm gonna take the $430, I'm gonna take it on vacation with me, and if I can save the $600 that I put into vacation, great. If I need to dip into it, that's fine too. I was gonna take the $600 out in cash. It's in a separate sinking fund account, but since I have a debit to that account, a debit card to that account, I decided to go ahead and leave the money there, and then I can use my debit card if I need to either get cash while I'm on my trip, or if I'm at the grocery store or whatever. My goal for this month was to only use my Capital One card for the bills that are directly billed to that, like my internet, my Audible, Elements, things like that. So I really felt like in the month of June, I was putting a lot of money back in to the bank to pay for that. And I feel like at the end of the month, it took me a while to reconcile. So my goal for this month was to use that card as little as possible so that I did not have to reconcile that at the end of the month. So that has been my goal. So I have used it very few times, a couple times. It's all been at Amazon actually, so I can put that money back in and pay that by the end of the month. So we're going to start with $430. So I'm going to take 100, 200, 20, 40, 60, 80, 300, 40, 60, 80, 400, 10, 20, 30. So 100, 50, 200, 20, 40, 60, 80, 300, 20, 40, 60, 80, 400, 10, 20, 25, and 30. Okay. And then I should have, based on my check register, this was what I bought for my birthday. I bought this for my birthday out of my birthday fund. I'm loving having a wallet again. I really just missed having a wallet. So this is what I'm using right now as my wallet. And then for what is left in here should be, let's see here, 2369 minus the 74 that was left, minus the 430 that I just stuffed, minus the $1,000 that's in my gifting fund. I should have $865. So 300, 100, 200, 300, 400, 500, 20, 40, 60, 80, 600, 20, 40, 60, 80, 700, 20, 40, 60, 80, 800. I think I was 35 over, but let me just see. So it's 800, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 5. Yes, I was a few dollars over. So I was $15 over, which I was on my cash stuffing video because one of the categories was $15 left. So we are good for the next 2 weeks of the month. I actually should just take the 15 out, but then where do I put it? So I'm just gonna leave it. Okay. So that is everything for this cash stuffing. I really am enjoying the flexibility of the system. I am a little concerned with vacation, kind of in the middle of this and taking this money for vacation. But if I budgeted $600 for vacation and I'm taking $430, and if I only spend the $430, then that $600 will roll over into my sinking fund. So that's kind of where I'm going back and forth right now. I would like to not spend the $430 plus the $600. I mean, I don't know where I would spend that much money on this vacation. So that is everything for my week 1 check-in and my week 2 cash stuffing. And Thank you so much for watching. If you have any comments or questions, please put them down below, and I appreciate your support of my channel. Thanks so much for watching. Take care.